Hey YouTube, this is Bird Woman. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry. I just want to say hey, and I wanted to get on because I spent a lot of time doing my makeup and I didn't want this thing to go to waste. So I just came from church and I just took a bus ride back home from church, and there was a specific topic I wanted to mention. I just kind of want to freestyle this a little bit because I was listening to a podcast on the way there, and basically, it's this woman who started a podcast for HSPs. And HSPs are highly sensitive people. That's what it stands for. And within the last year, I recently realized that I identify as that. I know, like, everybody's coming out with all these different names to call themselves and ways that they want to identify, but aside from like the labels and all the labels that are coming out to identify as not just in your sexuality but your personality and what have you, I feel like it's helped me because personally I've always kind of known myself to be a shy person, but as I got older, I kind of grew out of that. I'm not so much in like a shy demeanor. I'm just a little bit more like on the reserved side. I don't always get nervous. Like when talking to people, I don't always feel bashful. So, um, as I got older, I kind of grew out of that. I became more social. Still like to always have keep a small group of friends around me. Um, Very few people that I feel close with, on a deeper level. I've never been like one of those people that had all these friends and, got along with everyone. I mean, I'm friendly and I'm cordial to everyone, but basically I'm just saying this all to say that if you know anything about being an HSP, comment below. As far as with me, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. It's a little bit different than being an introvert. And introverts are more so people who are able to recharge in solitude when they're alone or, very few people around them. And I definitely for sure am an introvert, but take it a step further. Being a highly sensitive person, you can actually be an extrovert and be an HSP. Um, so I don't really know much about being an extrovert and being an HSP because uh, specifically in this podcast, the woman that hosts it, she's an introvert, just like me. And in my case, I feel as though my surroundings are overwhelming when there's so much going on. And for me, I have a smaller limit. I know for a fact I have a smaller limit than probably your average person of the amount of stimulation that can go on around me without me feeling overwhelmed or stressed. So you could have something as simple as the noise of people talking. You also got to take in the fact the volume level of the people talking, and then on top of it is their music, and on top of that is their people walking around, and then you got to watch and see who's walking around, and then you've got, okay, maybe in my case I am a worship leader, so I'm up on stage, and then bam, it's like spotlights on me. Then I'm reading everyone's faces. I'm reading people's social cues after the service because, people want to talk to you. After service, I automatically go into freeze mode. Like, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of people here. And it's kind of like, which one do you talk to first? Which one do you have to talk to first? Or which one is like the priority? So I kind of try and like plan in my mind like the amount of time that I'm going to be staying in a social situation. I know this is probably bizarre for some viewers, and then some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, that could be me. I want to find out more. And I just want to share the information of this woman's podcast. I don't think she has it anymore. It hasn't updated on my phone. So her last podcast was 2017, but she's got 2 years worth of content. So you should really check her out. I don't really remember her name honestly, but I've checked out maybe about 5 of her podcasts, and it really helped me personally just to understand myself a little bit better and why and how to deal with it and how to communicate to others when I'm, in certain situations that make me feel uncomfortable, and being able to communicate them without having to overshare, over explain myself, being being as though most people, they don't understand things related to psychology. Not everybody studies psychology. Not everybody understands different mental conditions, mental illnesses, and things like that. I'm not saying that HSP is a mental illness, but it's just the simple fact that we see the world differently than most people, and we absorb the world. It's almost like, for me personally, I see the world, it's like you turn up the volume like way higher than normal. Not just sound wise, but like visually, because I'm a very visual person and I'm an auditory person. So also, I feel like, also just being a Christian, I have a strong spirit of discernment, and I'm always kind of discerning people and checking them out and seeing what's going on. I'm very sensitive to what people are feeling. Sometimes even when they're not near me or directly talking to me, like in an audience. And then on top of it, I'm an empath, so I'm very empathetic. I'm very, I try to be in tune with other people's feelings. It's just a natural gift. I don't see it as a curse. I just see it as I'm different. And sometimes I do feel insecure about it. And I'm sure if you're an HSP, sometimes there's been awkward moments or moments where you just wanted to run away and hide, or you're just overwhelmed, stressed, wanted to break down and cry. And I just want to do maybe a few videos as I'm finding out more about this. So stay tuned, and I just would love to hear anything in the comments about this. If you know anything, if you know any other podcasts out there, and I'll share the woman's link down in the description box below. And you can subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos. Okay? All right, annyeong. This is Kiki in Korea, aka Bird Woman, signing off.